Hello, hello, hello. Day 366. Yeah, just taking a moment to take that in. It's good. I've, by God's grace, stuck with this every single day. Am I better than 90% of the world at coding? No. Not at all. But yeah, shout out to the Emmy says, yes, I did it. It's literally by God's grace. Like, there were days where I'm going to sleep and I get reminded, like literally get reminded, yo, you haven't written a line of code today. So that's been good. Um, yeah, it's for me. It feels like an accomplishment because I've tried to study code before. I've tried to do it, um, and where in my role at work, I've been working as a software tester. On the manual side of things, it's not, you don't need code per se, but I've been moving into roles where there's yeah, thank you. Mr. Saying, well done. Yeah, in my role, there have been instances. Oh no, as a manual tester, you don't really need it. It's good to be able to, but you don't need it, and so it's been stop and start. Um, and for years, I've had courses. Yeah, I've had courses and known about free code camp for years and not been able to do it. But this year probably wasn't the very best year to do it. But this year I was just like, let's do this. And between, I mean, this year's been, yeah, lots has happened. New kid, you know, um, yeah. Dad's going to Ghana. My dad had to relocate to Ghana because he was ill. Lots of stuff. Um, it was just a matter of every single day get in and do a little something. And yeah, I'm not better than 90% of the world at coding, but my God, I've improved from where I started to here, like, yeah, day and night. And so, yeah, if you've, Emmy says thank you for the encouragement has come from you guys as well. Like anyone that's watched, that's left a comment, that's left a like, um, that's been encouraging. That's been, an extra bit of motivation to make sure that I do it. So yeah, thank you. I won't be I won't be streaming every single day next year. I will be learning every single day. I think this has been the most productive, and so I will carry on doing it. And as much as I can, I might stream as well. But I'm actually wanting to do stuff on YouTube that's somewhat separate from this. It'll still be. I've felt like YouTube is my social media app of choice. If that makes sense, TikTok's been fun, but I really like YouTube and the ease of being able to just stream stuff. So I will carry on doing stuff on YouTube, but I might not. I might not share every day. After this, I'm going to do another course on Free Code Camp for quality assurance, which is my role, but specifically using a JavaScript uh, framework for quality assurance, which I think will be super useful again for me. And actually, it's aimed at developers, does that make sense? Um, but yeah, I won't be holding it as tight as I have been thus far. But yeah, thank you for joining on. we are literally, so yesterday I finished off the last bit of code. It was literally like one more line left. I was changing a paragraph to a link. So that last couple of steps in the in the last project, in the last part of the course, was that this is the last project that I need to build from scratch to have to get the certification. And of course, we're gonna do that. I'll start it again. I don't know if I'll be streaming every single day to show me building it. But I definitely will start today. I'm starting today, and I will get it done, and I'll move on to the next bit, learning this JavaScript framework for testing that developers will use, because that will help me with, my testing approach. So, yeah, let's get to it. So we are going to build something that works a little bit like this. You can. Alright, so we've got a window here, I'm guessing, for like the image of a Pokemon. We've got the stats and base. This is probably a table that's been styled like this. And I mean, the fact that I'm able to like look at this and see what's going on is, for me, crazy. And you can search for the name here. I obviously know only one. Yeah. Okay. So cool. This is what we're building. So let's go ahead, and they've noted that the first 13 steps must be completed into the index HTML. So we'll do that, and yeah, cool. I'm gonna bring in some boilerplate HTML. Again, boilerplate just being sort of the standard and yeah, if I was using a like VS Code or something, then this would have, I could just do this like with a quick shortcut. But I think this is useful, so let's stick that here. Okay. And I always get this bit a bit mixed up, so I'm actually going to go into my code for the last one, just because of how it references the source and CSS files. So yeah, I'll go into cache register project and grab this. Just kind of the same, isn't it? Yeah, kind of the same. So what I really need is just this. I want to my style sheet. It's just that reference, and then my JavaScript reference at the end of main. Yeah, because I know that this is how it's sort of organized in the free code camp UI. So I'll say Pokemon search up. Okay. So within my body, I've got a main. And I think my script has to be at the end of main, yeah. Main. Okay, so let's I've forgotten how to write yeah. I've forgotten how to write a comment. Right, so I need in here, let's have a title, search box, search button, that'll be part of the input. We need a window for Pokemon image, stats, values table. Yeah, cool. So we'll build this bit out. So let's start with and I mean, there's no reason to need to memorize all of this. So input types HTML. I think I want an input type search. And the label. Let's see, input type search. Where is it? It's submit, password, submit. Did I have an example for search? That's nice. Okay, there you go. Input type search. Let's see. This is what I want effectively. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this. should have copied this. I don't need to. I just need the submit button. Just format this nicely. The input, the label, so it's a search, the ID will be search inputs. What's the name? I'm not even sure what the name does, so let's find out. Form input attributes. I want the name attributes. Searching for it like this is probably not the best way. Input name attribute. Okay. Alright, so that's for if your form is going into something else, which we're not doing, so I probably don't even need it to be wrapped in a form, I don't think. But we've got an input element with the ID of search. We've got a submit button. I'm going to use this one. Because it doesn't say, oh, it does say button. Okay. So. Cool. Okay, so I've got that. If I then said, let's have a div here. And this div contained so what do I want to do? I want to have the Pokemon name, ID, height, weight in one spot, So if we go back to what they suggest, let's see. I think this is a Pokemon. Yeah. So I've got the name, ID, height, weight, and the type. So I want this in its own div, and then I want this in its own sort of its own window, and then I want this in its own window. But all of these are in the display window. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and say, if I call this ID, I don't need an ID for this, but if I just stick this in there, then I've got the, I'll say, so I've got a little div here, that's the, let's say Pokemon ID. Yeah, I'll just call it Pokemon ID because why not? And let's div. We'll group. Oh, at least I'm grouping it with this because then I can sort of style them separately. And again, this might not be the right way of doing it, but I think it's gonna work. So we've got our Pokemon ID div, which would be a little box there where we have the Pokemon name. So I'm gonna give the Pokemon name an H2. So let's say H2. H2 ID is Pokemon name. So that's an H2 here. And actually, I want right next to it. So let me just so I can see what it looks like. So let's say Pika. Right. I think I might have to change it to inline. I might have to do that. Yes. So this would be a styling thing because I think H2s are block elements. So even if I was to do another H2 here, H2 for the Pokemon ID, and let's say I made that 23. Yeah, that will be on its own line. So this is where the CSS comes in. So I'm just gonna pull that down there. I wanna get rid of that because I don't need it because we can see. Weight and height, I think I will make, yeah. Those are H3s. I'll make those H3s. Oopsie. So this is ID is equal to weight ID is equal to height. And they're making this easy for me. Obviously, I would have had to define all of these after I see what the API spits out. So if the API spits out, you know, information in a certain way, I'd have to structure my HTML to hold that information as it's structured. And so they've made this easy because I can infer from here that when the API gives me a Pokemon, it will have a name, an ID, a height, a weight, and they've made that fairly easy for us. But yeah, so I'm dealing here with the name, the ID, the height, the weight. And that's in the in this little div, right? And then I want a separate container, so and this will just be for the type. I think the type should be a H2 as well. So I can start that differently. And all this is within the display window. And now I want a table, right? So I'm gonna have another div down here. And that's a div. I'm gonna call this the stat table. Alright, because I know there's going to be a table in here. And that's where all the other stuff is going to come in. My daughter just woke up, so I'm going to jump off. I'll finish this later. Let's save our code. And yeah.